let's move towards our new topic, vulnerability analysis. Okay, it means analyzing the weak points in our target system, okay, or target website, right? So to find out weak points of our target, we have a lot of tools. The one of them is Nikto. So very first we will going to perform weakness analysis for web servers and web applications. So Nikto is the tool for that. Okay, so it is the inbuilt tool in Kali, right? It helps us to discover security flaws, okay, and it also gives a full access web server scan for ethical hackers and penetration testers, right? Now what kind of result you expect using this tool? See, it will detect insecure files which help us to gain the full control of our target server, right? It will also look for default file names or software misconfigurations or outdated softwares, etc., right? So let's see how to use it. It's very simple. Just type nikto -h. -h is for host name. So either you can provide the host name or website name, or you can assign the IP address here. Both are the same thing, either name or IP, right? So let's see. Let's switch to our Kali. Let me open the terminal. So nikto -h for host name, and let's try this attack on test.php.vulnweb.com. okay, let's see. Okay, here you can see the target IP address, its host name that we have provided, the port number and the start time. Okay, so it says server is Nginx and its version. Now here you can see it has used PHP and the version of PHP. Okay, here is a word that is clickjacking. It says the anti-clickjacking X-frame options header is not present on that your target. So what is clickjacking? See, when you visit a website, let's say you want to download a latest movie, okay, so you visit a website, you land on a random website, okay, which you are not aware of. You click on the download button, but for some reason instead of downloading a movie, it will redirect you to some other web page, okay, or it will open a pop-up for you, right? And when you click on download button second time, the movie will start downloading. It means it has applied a single layer of clickjacking there, okay. But if a user want, it can create multiple layers on that button, okay. So you can also use this kind of things for other purpose as well. For example, if you want to increase your LinkedIn views, okay, or your Twitter followers or your Facebook likes, right? So what you can do is, suppose you want to increase your Facebook likes, so you can get a API from Facebook and then you can attach it on the download button. So whenever some visitor came and click on the download button, so automatically your one like will increase, okay. But the real user will not be aware of it, so he will see that nothing happens, and then he tried to click again on the download button and then the movie starts downloading. So the user is not aware of what is happening at the back end, right? So this is called clickjacking, right? Then we have XSS, okay, it means cross-site scripting, okay. We use XSS attack on a website in order to deface a website, right? It means we are ruining the or destroying the design of a website by running a script. So if a website has XSS weakness, we can run a script over there on live website, right? Okay, so this much of information we have got from this tool. Again, if you perform this on any other website like this, see here we are only able to see the results on our terminal only. Okay, but if you want to save these results somewhere on your computer, then we can use -output. Okay, it means store the output, and then you have to assign the path like root desktop. Okay, or leave it. Let's just save it under root folder with a name, let's say nicto1. Okay, and then -format. It means which kind of file you want to create, what format, like text, okay, or HTML or XML, okay, any kind of format you want, just type it here and click enter. Okay, so we have something wrong here. So let's type /root/desktop/ abcxyz-format and then HTML. Let's see whether it works. Okay, it says unable to open. It is because of a plugin problem. Okay, so let's do ls. Here is our desktop. Okay, so we are not root, we are a Kali user, right? So we can use the power of root using sudo command, but we are not the root. That's why we are unable to create a file there inside the root folder. No problem. So we will create it in /home/Kali. Okay, so let's type same thing and just replace this with /home/Kali/abcxyz. Okay, so it has started now, right? So this time we are able to see the results here on the terminal, and also it will save that output inside this file in this format. Okay, now let me show you all the available formats for creating a file with Nicto. So Nicto -help. Okay, here you can see the limited options. It says this is short help output. Use -H for full help test. So let's do that. So Nicto -H. Okay, so now we have got a lot of options here, right? See, here is a option -format which we have used now. So you can see this much of file formats supported by this tool, right? So you can use HTML, XML, text file, SQL, CSV, JSON, etc. And there are some more options here as well. So you may try this if you want, just to explore this tool. Okay, so for now okay, it's searching. So let me pause the video for a while. Okay, for some reason it has terminated the scan and it found 20 errors and 3 items reported on remote host. Okay, it says no CGI directory found. Use -C to force to check all the possible directories there, right? So we have not used this option. Now we have assigned the task that whatever output you will get, just save it here with the name abcxyz under /home/Kali. So let's see whether it has created a file or not. So let's just go to /home/Kali. Let's just do ls. Okay, here you can see it has created the file, right? So this is how you can use Nicto. Now there are a lot of other options available to be used with this tool, but for now these options are enough for us because we are just analyzing the weak points into web application or web servers, right? Okay, so our topic is vulnerability assessment with Red Hawk. Okay, so Red Hawk is based on PHP and it is a single tool which has the functionality of so many different tools, right? So this tool can perform normal weakness scanner. Okay, it will also perform as Nmap port scanner. It will also perform whois lookup, right? It will also perform open ports, services, web server information, etc. Okay, so in short, Red Hawk is one of the best tools for ethical hackers or penetration testers, right? So let's see how to use this. Very first, you will not get this tool with Kali, so you have to download this from GitHub, and for that we will use command git clone, and this is the URL for Red Hawk. Okay, so you may type the same thing by watching here. Okay, so just type the same URL and you will get it. Okay, simply type this command and hit enter, and that's all, right? But for now I already downloaded this, so let me show you. First let's do ls, and you can see here Red Hawk folder. Okay, so let's go to Red Hawk. Now ls. Now here you can see a file rhawk.php. Okay, so we have to run this file if you want to run this tool. Okay, and as we know it is based on PHP, so we will use PHP and then rhawk.php. Hit enter and see the tool is started, and you can see here it says all-in-one tool for information gathering and vulnerability scanning. So this single tool has the features of many different tools. Okay, so very first it says enter the website you want to scan. For example, if I type here vulnweb.com and hit enter, now it asks you whether using HTTP or HTTPS. So we will type 1 for HTTP. Now you can see all the features of this tool. It says if we perform the basic search, you will get information like site title, IP address, content management system, Cloudflare detection, whether it's applied or not, and then the robots.txt file. Okay, so what is the use of this file? See, every website has this file. Okay, it's actually like instructions for crawlers. Okay, so whenever we made a new website, Google and other search engines will send their crawlers to crawl our website. Okay, to verify whether what actually the website is all about, right? So we can write instructions here that allow this, disallow this URL, hide this URL from normal people. Okay, so don't crawl this, crawl that, first go to this URL and then move to this. Okay, so these kind of instructions containing this file. Okay, so let's try this. Just type 0 and let's see what it can detect. Okay, so it says scanning begins, scanning site is this, and scan type is basic scan, and here we have some information as it promised that the site title, IP address, web server, and the version of web server. It says could not detect CMS and not detected Cloudflare. It means this website doesn't have Cloudflare protection. Okay, so okay, again we have to run this. Now let me type another URL, that is testphp.vulnweb.com. Okay, now let's perform whois lookup. Let's see what we get. Okay, it says error, no worries, hit enter. Okay, see here you can see one option, that is capital B. If you use capital B, you may able to scan another website as well. So let's just type capital B and let's type vulnweb.com. Hit enter. 1. Now let's perform whois lookup. Okay, it says API count exceeded, increase quota with membership. Right, so you can perform this. So let's just skip this. Let's move to geo IP lookup. Okay, so here is the IP address, then there is country, then there is state, city, latitude, longitude. So you will get exact location using this option, geo IP lookup. Okay, now it says you have two options. Press enter to go to these options and perform another scan, or simply use C to stop this process. So we will hit enter and let's try grab banners. Okay, scanning complete. See, in banner grabbing you will get basic information like HTTP 200. Okay, it means the connection is established, so the code is 200. Then we have server and its version information, then we have date and time, then we have content type, content length, last modified. Okay, just the basic things, nothing special here. So now let's perform DNS lookup and let's see what it can find. Okay, so it has provided us the complete information about DNS settings. So here we have A type IP address, that is IP version 4. Then we have name servers here, 4 different name servers. Then we have text. See, this text Google site verification, this code is provided by Google, which is unique to each website. So every website owner has to put this code under DNS settings in order to verify its website to Google search engine, right? Now let's move to next option, which is subnet calculator. Let's try this. Okay, it can actually calculate subnets and nothing else. So this is your IP address. Okay, this is the network address. Now you might be able to see 32 here because it has used some kind of different formula to get this. Then we have net mask. Okay, broadcast not needed, etc. Next is Nmap port scan. So 6. Okay, for some reason we have got error. Let's move to next. See, here in our practicals, it is highly possible that many a times it happens that you will get error because it all depends on your target. Okay, number of attacks performed on that target worldwide, right? How many times you have used the trial version of a software, although software is free, but it's not always the case that you will use an option and you will get result. Okay, sometimes you also get error, that's normal. So next we have subdomain scanner. So let's try this. It will actually scan whole website for the subdomains, and you can see that we have got some results, right? So we have used a website vulnweb.com, which is the main domain, and it has found total 12 subdomains for that. Okay, so test html5 is another one along with the IP address, right? Now this IP can be same or different for different subdomains. It all depends on the DNS settings. Okay, so this much of subdomains we have found that. See, test php.vulnweb, we have found it, we have used it actually. So next is reverse IP lookup and CMS detection. Okay, let's run it again. Let me type vulnweb, or let's try test php.vulnweb.com. Let's see what kind of result we get. So let me type 8. Okay, it says reverse IP lookup and CM detection and nothing else. So again, test php.vulnweb.com. Now next is SQLi scanner. See, we have some SQL injection attacks, right? But we can only perform those attacks on the websites vulnerable to that kind of injections. Okay, so number 9, it's actually the weakness of a database, right? So we can perform SQL queries in order to get what we want from the database. Okay, so let me try this on the main domain, which is vulnweb.com. Let's try number 9. Okay, it's still not working. Let's try some more options. So let's try this one, 11, WordPress scan. Okay, we cannot scan this because these are only if the target website runs on WordPress, right? So let's try number 12. Okay, it says admin crawler file found, scanning for admin panel, total URLs loaded are 817. Yeah, so it's worked. Let's check for its updates first. Let's check it. vulnweb.com 1. Let's try capital U for updates. Okay, please restart Red Hat. Let's try number 13. See, MX lookup is for mail server lookup. Okay, so what kind of mail services this is using? So we haven't got any result here. Okay, let's try capital A. Okay, so we have got some results here, like the basic information that we have got from by using option number 0, that is basic search. So we have got basic information here like site title, IP address, web server, and the same thing which we have found by using this option. Okay, so we have got a lot of information by using this tool. Now it all depends on the website you are targeting and number of free attempts you will get with that particular option. For example, using Whois, you cannot try a lot of websites in the same day, right? So that was the case. So just download this and explore it yourself and see what kind of information you can collect from your target website. Now let's see how we can check for the Unix and Linux security auditing, that is to check the security of your own system. So we have a tool called Linux. Okay, we can use this tool in order to perform security auditing for the systems based on Unix. Okay, so the OS like Linux, Mac OS, BSD, etc. Okay, so you can only use this tool on all the OS based on Unix. As you know that Mac is also based on Unix, right? So what it actually do? It performs in-depth security auditing or security scan on system itself. That is, it will only perform the security auditing on its own system where you have downloaded this or installed this. It's not like you have downloaded this tool on your system and then you are performing security audit on some other remote system. That's not possible, right? So you have to install this tool on your own system only to check the security of your own system. So the primary goal of this tool is to test the security defenses, okay, and then provide you the tips to improve your security, that is server hardening, right? It will also scan for general system information, okay, configuration issues, okay, like misconfigured softwares, and will also check for vulnerable softwares if present on your system. So let's see how to use this tool. So let me first log into my system. Okay, let's just open the terminal and let me type Linux, hit enter, and you can see it says not installed. Okay, so we want to install this. Okay, either you can type Y or you can use this command, sudo apt get, okay, apt install Linux. So let's do that, apt install Linux. Okay, so the password, yeah, we want to continue. Okay, so let it download. See, using this tool is very simple. You have to simply use the command Linux space audit space system. Okay, so let me pause the video till our download gets completed. Okay, the process is completed. Now let's run this. So Linux audit system. Okay, we have some more options to be used with this tool. You can always use --help or -H if you want to explore the options, but for now let's perform system audit. Okay, it's saying that it will going to ignore some of the test because as they require root permission, and we have run this software using Kali user and not the root, right? So let's see, it says detecting OS. So our program version is this, we are using Linux, particularly Kali Linux. Okay, this is the kernel version, this is the architecture, and then we have profiles stored under this file. Okay, then we have the log file, you can read the report file here and its version. Let's see, let me scroll down. Okay, so it says it has checked for system binaries, all the files have found. Okay, so it's checking some of the plugins, libraries, that which one is installed and which one is not, but that would be required by some other softwares but not installed on our system, right? So here are the boot end services. Okay, so which one is safe, which one is unsafe, which one is protected and which one is not, you can see the details here about all the services, right? Then we have kernel, then we have shells, file systems. Here you can see it says partially hardened, which means this one is not completely secured, right? So maybe it would not completely encrypted, that's the reason it has detected the weakness. Okay, you can see a lot of things here, right? See, it says checking upgradable packages skipped because it already told us that you are not running our software as a root. That's why we are not able to perform the complete scan. We must skip some of the files here. Okay, so one of my drive is not encrypted. So it says exposed. Okay, then we have some logging and files. Okay, insecure services. Then we have cryptography. So you can see how much information we have got about our system, and it will tell us about each and everything, that this is safe, this is not, this is weak, this security is okay, this one is exposed, etc. Right? So you can see a lot of results here. Now it would also give you suggestions, as I told you that it would give you some tips to improve your security for server hardening purpose, right? So it says install this, install that, right? And also mentions the URL from where you can download and install it, right? See, this much of suggestions we have received, so we can follow these tips if we want to improve the security. But for now, as we are using it for the practical purpose and in virtual environment, so that is not required right now. But if you are using it as your main system and you always use this OS, then you must follow all the tips, right? You can see it says hardening index is this, test perform is this, plugin enable this, right? Okay, now it says we have skipped these tests because due to non-privilege mode, that is we haven't run this software as a root. That's why this tool has to skip these tests, otherwise we will getting some more results. Now here you can see enhance Linux audits by adding your settings to custom.prf file, and you can see all the settings regarding this inside this file, and this is the complete path of the file, right? So this is how you can use Linux tool and can perform your own system security auditing. Our next topic is database assessment. Okay, as you know that database is the most important for any organization because all the data is stored under this, right? Like admin username, password, okay, other details, etc. So database is very important for any organization. So we are actually going to perform an attack on the database. Now again, remember, do not perform this attack on any website, as it is illegal to access database of any organization because it contains the sensitive information, right? So we will going to perform this attack on the website which is built for this. Okay, so we are going to use a tool called SQL map. Okay, so what is SQL map? It is an open source penetration testing tool which automates the process of detecting and exploiting SQL injection flaws in the target website, okay, and help us to take over the database servers. Okay, so this tool is inbuilt with Kali. So let me switch to Kali. Let's open the terminal and let's try SQL map -help, hit enter. Okay, so here is the list of all the options available to be used with this tool. Okay, for example, once we get any database, we can use -d to select the database, -t to select the table, and then -c to select the columns, right? And we have some more options, like we use -u for URL, okay, to target the particular URL, -v for verbose. So let's see how to use this. So SQL map and then -u for URL, and then we have to assign the vulnerable URL. Okay, so I know one which is test.php.vulnweb.com/product list.php question mark, and then cat is equal to 1, that is category is equal to 1, and then hyphen hyphen dbs, that is databases. Okay, so hit enter and it says starting attack. Okay, it says it is not recommended to continue these kind of cases. Do you want to quit and make sure that everyone is set up properly? No. Let's proceed with the attack. Now we have to wait till the process gets completed. Okay, so again it's asking something. We said no. We will proceed with no. That means we are particular about this URL and this database and nothing else, right? Okay, it's not receiving the proper response. Let me check this. Okay, it's not product list, it list products. Okay, so let me stop the, okay, it says HTTP error detected, right? Let me repeat the command and let's change this to list products.php, and one more thing, let's add HTTP here. Okay, okay, so here we have got two available databases, right? As you know that this one information schema is the default one, so we will not going to find any sensitive information here, but this one might be interesting. Okay, which says AccuArt, so we will focus on this database. So just repeat the same command, remove this, and for database we will use hyphen capital D for databases, and then the name of the database, which is AccuArt. Okay, and then hyphen hyphen, let's say columns. Hit enter. Okay, so here we have got some information. Okay, so here we have column and then the type of the column, which is description, ID, name, price, etc. Right? So let's scroll here. Here it says total 8 columns found, which is address, cart, CC, email, name, password, phone number, and username. Okay, so let's try to explore username here. Okay, so repeat the same command, remove this, use hyphen capital T for tables, and then the name of the table, right? Hyphen T. Okay, hyphen hyphen tables. Okay, so we have got details like artist, cards, featured, guestbook, pictures, products, users. Now just select the columns for hyphen C, then name like users, and then hyphen hyphen columns. Hit enter. Use no here. Okay, so we haven't got any information. Let's check why. Okay, so here in the command the table name is users and the column name is uname. Okay, so let me edit this. So uname, and here we have users. Okay, and at last, if you want to get the usernames, we have to use hyphen dump here. Hit enter and let's wait for the results. Okay, we have got the username. It says there is only one user exists on this website, which is test, and which is correct also. We have tried this before. And suppose you want to get other informations with uname like passwords, email, so you can use uname comma pass comma email, etc. So whatever information you want, just type it here. Okay, just mention the column name here and hit enter. Okay, so we have got it. It says username is this, password is this, and this is the email ID, right? So see how easy it is to get information from a database which is vulnerable to SQL injection, right? So we have used a tool called SQL map for this, but there are many other tools as well. But remember one thing, here the format would be like this. First we have to use -d and then mention the database name, then -t mention the table name, then -c mention the column name, and at last we use -dump in order to get that information. Okay. Our next topic is password attack. So password breaking, finding password, etc. So before we go deep inside password attack, you must understand a term called hash. So what is hash? It is a one-way encryption to hashing. Okay, one-way encryption to hashing. Now, if you don't know hash, let me tell you. But before we go inside hashing, you must first understand encryption. So what is encryption? See, everyone knows the word hello. Okay, so suppose there are three friends, A, B and C, and suppose A want to send a message to C, but B is the mutual friend. Okay, so A will send the message to B and tell B that forward this message to C. Okay, but don't look into the message. Okay, don't read the message. Okay, but B will read the message because it is very easy to read this text, which is hello, right? So now, just to make the privacy, A will going to use a formula of, let's say, +1. Okay, +1 is actually a formula of encryption, right? So what is +1? See, what comes after H? I. Okay, so H +1 is equal to I, right? E +1 is equal to F. L +1 is equal to MM. Okay, and O +1 is equal to P, right? So using a formula, our hello is now if MMP, right? So now A will send this message to B so that B can forward it to C, right? But A already told C that I am going to use a formula of +1. So whenever you want to convert this message into plain text, that is reverse encryption, that is decryption. Okay, so if you want to decrypt the message, simply use -1. Okay, so C knows that whenever I receive a message, I have to use this formula. Okay, I want to decrypt the message, so if MMP -1 will become hello again, right? So this is called as an encryption. Okay, using a formula and converting a readable text to unreadable format is called encryption, and then again reversing this process is called decryption, right? By reversing the formula. Okay, so now this is the easy one. Okay, it's a very simple example. Now let's understand hash. Okay, so again hello plus 1 is equal to this, right? Now if A want to use hash instead of encryption, normal encryption, what A would do is A would remove or delete these 3 characters. Okay, or let's say it deletes only a single character. Okay, or maybe 2 characters, and then it will use +2, okay, or +1, whatever it is. Okay, whatever formula A want to use, he will do it, right? So it will become I plus 1 is equal to J F G and then Q. So our hello has now become JGQ, right? So when this message is received by C, C will try to reverse the formula. Okay, so he will first do -1, so he will get IFP. But the problem is now C doesn't know which 2 characters are missing. So it is impossible for C to get or to add the missing 2 characters, because C doesn't know which 2 characters are missing and from which place, right? The sequence is not known as well. Okay, so it is impossible to convert this to hello, right? So this is called hashing. Hash is the one-way encryption. Now in our daily lives we use Facebook, Gmail, etc., right, for the login purpose. So there these kind of giants, IT giants, will use hash. So whenever we forget our password of Facebook or Gmail, then the company is unable to give us the old password. Okay, it asks you to authenticate that this account is yours, but they are unable to provide you the old password because that password is stored in the form of hash on their servers. So it is impossible for them to get the exact password, right? That's why once they authenticate you, they will ask you to set a new password. Okay, so this is hash, one-way encryption. You can encrypt it, but you cannot decrypt it. In the previous video, you have learned about hash. Now let me show you a live example of how you can convert a plain text into hash. For that, you can simply go to google.com and type MD5 hash. Okay, and you will get a link like this. This link is passwordsgenerator.net/MD5 hash generator. Now there are many ways to convert a text into hash, but the one which I am using is MD5 hash. Okay, so MD5 has its own algorithms which are not easy to crack, right? So let's see how we can convert a normal text to hash. Simply type A here and you can see its hash. So this is the MD5 hash for A, right? Now you know that you cannot convert this hash into A again, right? But remember one thing, whatever I type here, the output would be of 32 characters only. Okay, it will not go beyond 32 characters. So if I type B, still the hash will remain 32 characters. If I type C, then same, D same. Or if I type hacking here, you can see still the hash will remain same, that is total of 32 characters, right? If I add something here like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, whatever, etc., okay, or anything, right, still the hash will remain same. Okay, so now you know that you cannot convert this hash back to this. Okay, so let me show you now what if we get this hash as a password. Okay, and let's see whether we are able to convert this back and can we get the real text password again. Okay, now remember one thing, Facebook, Gmail, like IT giants will also use hash. Okay, So whenever you type password, they will convert it into hash and they will store that hash on their server, right? So whenever next time you type your password, it will again convert that password into hash, and then they will match that hash with the one which are stored on their server. And if the hash matches, it means your password is correct. Okay, only then you will be able to access your account, right? So each time you type the password, they have to convert it first into hash, and only then they will able to match that hash with the hash stored on their server, right?